I wish I knew it way earlier. And I'm jealous of you guys if you have just started out and you get to know this. I used to surf around and see which plugins are free and are good, which can help my kick to get that distortion. But boy, nothing competes with this one. Hello guys, welcome back to part 2 of FL Studio tips and tricks to enhance your workflow. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, you will get the link in the description and also here in the cards popping up right now. That video also has some great tips and tricks that you can use and it can really enhance your workflow. And you can watch that video after completing this one. And even if you have been working on FL Studio from past few years and you think you know inside and out, but you still want to check out the whole video because you might get something new to learn and it can help you to achieve a better workflow. So without further ado, let's head on to the system and start the video. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to tell you is really helpful, especially in kicks and 808s, but it can be used in any audio sample that you want. So let's load up a kick here. So let's suppose I have this particular kick. Now this sampler which FL Studio provides us is really, one of the most creative and easy usable tool that you can have. So without using any external plugins, I'll show you how to give that punch and that distortion to your kicks. Go here on Precomputed Effects, click here. Now click on the clip option and now boost your audio a little bit. You can already hear the distortion going on. Now there's one more thing you can do. Go here to the pogo icon. Now if you move it to the left section of the audio will stretch. If you move it to the right section of the audio will stretch and opens up a bit. So this gives a lot of different colors to just one audio sample. Instead of stretching it directly from here like this, it will stretch the whole sample at one rate. But if you go here and do it like this, let's hear what it sounds like. So you can see the high end and the mid end of the kick that you usually get after putting top kicks on a layer of kick. It can come just right from the sampler of FL Studio. Yeah. So there are so many colors of just one sample just by using this stock sampler of FL Studio without any using third-party plugins and saving your CPU also. It sounds like this without any messing around in the sampler. Pretty soft. And if we do a little bit of messing around, oh, this is crazy. I just got to know it a couple of months ago, to be very honest, but I wish I knew it way earlier. And I'm jealous of you guys if you have just started out and you get to know this. I used to surf around and see which plugins are free and are good, which can help my kick to get that distortion. But boy, nothing competes with this one.
But before we move ahead, I want to tell you something special. If you want to learn music production, mixing, mastering, or even music business, I am offering specialized, dedicated courses for all of these. And these are not video courses which are pre-recorded. These are live courses in person with me, online or offline, and you can access every detail you need to know about these on my website, which is sirgama.com. And also mentioning the website, we have currently redesigned the website and added great educating articles about music business, beat licensing, and all of that stuff. Now mentioning the beats, I also want to tell you that I sell beats online on my website, which is sirgama.com/beats. So if you are a singer or a rapper, I might have the right beat for you. Let me know on Instagram if you like something. Also, for all my YouTube subscribers and my video viewers, I have specific limited time offers on all my courses, as you can see the timer going on my website. So grab the seats before all the seats are booked, and yeah, see you in there. Let's continue to the video.
Okay, so let's head on to the next tip, which is automate any knob in FL Studio. So let's suppose I have these two samples, these two audio loops. Now I want this particular pluck loop to increase in volume when the drum starts. So this is a basic pretty scenario that you want in your songs when you're working in projects. You want to automate the volume and panning of a lot of stuff. You can automate anything in FL Studio. Go here, right click, automate, and automate volume. You will have the automation clip to you. Now, as you can see, This is already in, maximum volume, and I cannot increase it more than this. So there's one thing that I want to tell you, which is a trick. So just open it and put it in a mixer rack, open Fruity Balance, right click on the volume, create automation clip. Here, and I want to increase it here, let's suppose just like so. Copy value, paste value, so we are on the same page. Right click and turn it to, I guess, smooth. So we have a smooth curve going on. Delete this one. Now let's hear it. I guess it should be here. And you can see this automation being going on in Fruity Balance also. Now, you can automate anything which is native in FL Studio, but what if you want to automate anything which is not from FL Studio and a third-party plugin? Let's open a third-party plugin here. So I have RC20 and I want my basic vinyl, which is why this plugin is so famous in the first place. Let's suppose I want to automate this wobble knob. I don't right now, but let's suppose I want. So what you can do is like mess it up here, mess up around, and then go to tools, go to last tweaked, and then create automation clip. Now this automation clip will help you to automate this particular wobble knob. So you can just automate like this and you can see the difference. You can see it is being automated right now, and turn it off. If you want any particular value to put in here, just go to a value that you like, go to tools, last tweaked, copy value, and then paste on any point that you want. Just like so. So let's head on to the next one. If you want to change formant of any sample, let's suppose I want to change formant of this sample. I don't need any external plugin or any internal plugin also. If you have updated your FL Studio to 20.9, open this, go to Stretch Pro, and you have this extra knob here in which you can change the formant of the sample. Let's hear the sample in solo. So you can change a lot of things and change the color of the sample just from the sampler. You don't need any plugins to put in your mixer rack. Nice. Now let's head on to the next one, which is browser auto hide, which I have on right now. If you are not using this, which I'm going to tell you right now, why are you not using this? Maybe you do not know about it. Just get to know about it from my video and use it. Use it. Now, see, you cannot see my browser anywhere here. If I want to select a sample, there is no place. But as soon as I take my mouse towards the left side, the browser appears. And when I remove my mouse from here, I have the whole screen just to, work on my project. Go to here, drop down menu and auto hide. Now I turn it off. So now wherever I go, the browser is going to stay there, and relatively I have lesser space in my sample to work with. You can do like this, but then what's the point of this browser being here if you are not, searching for samples or anything? You can also, bring it out, place anywhere on the screen you want. If you want to put it here, just click here and it will be on your left side. Bring it out. If you want it to be here or floating somewhere, you can do it, minimize it, open it. And the one function that I use is drop down menu, auto hide. Now, even if it's floating, it will be hidden. You don't need to press the minimize and maximize button every time you use it. Just hover the mouse over it and you'll have the whole sampler here. You can change the size of it if you want. Now, drag it here. I'll bring it back to the place it was supposed to be. And now the auto hide is on. As soon as I remove the mouse, it hides. This is magic. This is real magic you need in your projects. Now, next thing, vertical zoom in piano rolls. So as you know right now, if you press Control and scroll, you zoom in horizontally. If you press Alt and scroll, you zoom in vertically. But if you are in a pattern in a piano roll, just like so, let's suppose if we are here and you want to zoom, if I have a note, if I have these nodes and I want to zoom horizontally, I'll just press Control and zoom in and zoom out. But if I hold Alt and scroll, it just changes velocity. It doesn't do anything else. So how to scroll in vertically? Go on to here where there are keys. Press your scroller on the mouse and drag up and drag down. That's how you zoom in vertically in your piano roll in FL Studio. Now there's one thing that you can do. You can set your wallpapers on your FL Studio if you want to, but I don't do this, but you can set. You can just go here, you go to view, you go to background, set image wallpaper, select anything that FL Studio provides. If you do not want, if you want to set anything dynamically, go to your files and select any photo. I'll select, let's suppose I select this. It will be set as your background. If you want to select a color, you can select a color, accept. That color will be the background of your FL Studio. If you want, you can download chord hacks, melody hacks, scale hacks, and that photo you can put as a background. So you can just turn off the playlist and see, and then turn it on. I don't need it, so I don't use it, but you can if you want. But right now, let's head on to the next trick. For this one, let's head on to the sampler again. Sampler is a pretty impressive tool of FL Studio. Open it. Now let's listen to the sample once. Now what we can do is change sample start a little bit and then change the length of it. So just by adjusting these parameters, sample start, length, I have this sound from that sustained vocal, and this is really useful in a lot of ways because we don't even know that we are so much intimidated by human voices and vocal samples when they are used in songs and beats, specifically used in instrumentals. Yeah. So if I'll play this as an instrument, I'm just hitting random notes on my keyboard right now, but you get the idea, right? So if I put it in a mixer, it's in here, and let's add a reverb to it, a whole one with a lesser wet knob, and let's see how it sounds. Now you can see it sounds as an instrument, and that's really unique, and people will not get to know how you made this one. So that's one trick, to use the sustained notes, not only of a vocal, but you can do this with any other instruments also, like guitars or sustained, anything that you get as an audio sample. Just change the sample start and the length, and you can have these plucky instruments. Now there's one thing that you can use if you have audio samples here, like this, like this, like this. You can select everything by pressing Control, left click and drag. And if you want to group all of these together, press Control and G. It will render and everything will be compiled as one audio. So this is consolidated. There's one more way to consolidate. What you can do is select Control plus Alt plus C. There will be a prompt, start, and that audio will be consolidated. The difference is when we grouped it together by pressing Control G, there was no sign of the original sample of the audios that we grouped together. So everything was just combined. But when we consolidate, we have the original sample from which it was being consolidated. So that is muted by default, and you have the original the new audio which is consolidated. You can see it's consolidated twice. So you have the consolidated audio separately which is turned on, and you have the option to change in this option later on if you want to. So if you want, you can go here, make some changes. If I want to do something like this, and then I can just go Control Alt C it again, and that's my new audio. While we are here, I must tell you, you can do the same thing on your patterns also. If I have these patterns, Control G, it converts into a single pattern. Control Alt C, it will render and consolidate it as an audio clip, and I use this a lot in my projects to save up the CPU. So there are very heavy VSTs and instruments that take a lot of CPU while playing back real time. Then I consolidate them, and I have the audio clip which takes way lesser CPU, and my projects don't crash, and there is no cracking or clicking sound while listening to the playbacks. By combining these patterns by pressing Ctrl G is really helpful while working with kicks and 808s. If I have this drum loop, and let's suppose the pattern that I have right here is the 808. It is not, but let's suppose it is. So initially what we'll do is we'll go into the pattern and we'll play the song, and we'll listen where the kick is. It's here. And then figure out wherever the kick is and listen to it and place your 808s. But what you can do is go out here, take one note of 808 and see wherever the kick is. It's really visible here. Go into the kick, place your 808. You can do this below every kick, and I guess we can just do this, and then select everything by pressing Control, left click, drag, Control plus G, and you have the pattern in which all the 808s are placed directly below the kick. Open it and change them as per your liking. It's really helpful while placing 808s or sub bass below the kicks. Now let's head on to the next one. Now this particular trick that I'm going to tell you right now has helped me save my life's work one time, and I hope it helps you too. So there are a lot of times when the projects are not able to open because there is some VST or there's something that's crashing that project, and you're not even able to open that project. And if you do not have a backup, then you are screwed. But this particular thing that I'm going to tell you right now can help you save your work, and you can open that particular project again if you're not able to open it. So let's suppose this project is giving me the problem. Close it, like it's not opening. So open the FL Studio. Normally, go to Help, then go to Diagnostics, and then you have a technical problem. There are a lot of things you can select, but I have this Fix FL Studio Song project because that project is not opening. So I have to fix that project. I click here, click Browse, and then select the project. I open it, and then remove the plugin that crashed when the file was saved, and remove a plugin that crashes when file is opened. Take both of them, and really you can select the plugin, because sometimes which plugin is crashing your FL Studio, and you cannot fix that because that particular project is not opening. You can select it from here. Let's suppose this is the one. So select this and then start. It was fixed and saved. So what I can do is I can now open that project, which is everything the same but without that particular plugin, and it won't crash while opening. If you made a song in another key, which helped with my last song, I have just released a new song named Pehli Barsat on November 10th. You can stream to my original music and let me know if you like it on my Instagram. You can get the link to my music in the description, and also the username of my Instagram somewhere here, and also the link in my description. Okay, with that being said, I made that song in A minor, but later on, while working on the song and talking to the singer, working on the project, with everything, later on we realized that we liked that song in G minor instead of A minor. And the whole song was made except the vocal recordings. So instead of going in every pattern and transposing everything to 2 semitones down will take a lot of time, and there is a possibility that I might not do the same thing in some of the patterns because there are like 50-60 patterns in a song. So what you can do is, if you want to transpose a whole song, let's see, it's on C right now. Select everything, transpose to, it should be on D, yeah. It's on D. And if you want to go down, select everything, right click, transpose, let's go to minus 2. It will be on C again. It's on C again. So that's how you can transpose each and every pattern without missing out on a single pattern, and everything will be transposed to the number of semitones that you'll put in here. Now, if you use, like I do sometimes, I have this, but I use this sometimes to play the keys, like just like so. So if you do this kind of thing, then it's really messy to use it here because the layout is not the optimal one. So you can change it here. Go here on this button, right click, and you can choose a particular scale that you're working in. If I am working on a major scale, let's go here. Now every key I'll play will be in a major scale and you cannot lose a key. I'm playing the same notes that I was playing earlier, but it's playing a natural scale, natural minor, C minor. So you can also change your octaves with this. Z is C4, A, C5, C6 with Q, and with 1 you can go to C7. Pretty handy. You might have done this, you might not have done this, but if by default you have brought an audio into a piano roll, it looks like this. And if you have this in your piano roll and if you want to remove it, press Alt plus N and it will be gone. But that's real handy. You can use that. So basically I want to create a drum pattern with the same exact notes. What you can do, you can open FPC here and select your samples here. Now you can just make a new pattern by placing your own samples based on this waveform. If you do this, like if you work like this, then that's really cool and it's really... And this is a hi-hat. I have not installed a hi-hat in this because I'm just showing you this. Pretty handy. Let's head on to the next. Now this one's really useful. Load plugins like a pro. So if you go here and you want to load a plugin, you click the slot and you have this mess right here. But if you have some favorite plugins that you use, then you can select those particular plugins and rename them. I'll just show you how. So what you want to do is go here, go to Effects, right click and open. It will open in your browser, just like so, and then you find the plugin that you like here. Like I have Edison. I open Edison a lot, so I have renamed it. You go here, right click and rename and add a number to it. Like I have added 1 before the Edison. Let's suppose I want to open Ozone 9 Elements and I'll rename and I'll add 2 in the starting. So what now I need to do is I open here, go to the master. Instead of searching in the long list of menu, I can just press this slot icon and then hit 2. And instantly it will open Ozone for me. I don't need to search it anymore. Similarly, if I press and hit 1, it will open Edison for me. And you can do this for, all the 10 slots that you want. Okay, so the next one. If you like an 808, we all love 808, don't we? So let's select an 808 which is not that long. If we have this 808, it is short, and if I want to use it in my project in the pattern and to have those glides and all of that. And also while talking about 808s, if you want to know everything in detail about 808s, I have a video released on all about 808 and it's like a masterclass of 808s. You can get that video from the link right here. Open it, right click and open in Edison, or you can just go Control E and it will open in Edison. Now what you want to do is zoom in. Before zooming in, just go to the magnet option and snap to 0 crossing. Now zoom in, real good. Select one whole waveform. Now you need to make sure that you are selecting a complete waveform, just I guess like this. Now hit Control L, we are just looping it. Now if you are listening it clearly and there are no clicks and pops, accept it. Open the channel rack, drag this here. Now if we'll play this one, this 808 will never end unless I, stop pressing the key. Earlier, it sounded like, even if I am, pressing the key, I'm not lifting my key up, it sounds like this. It stops just right here. But now, this. And you can change the sound of it with the shortcut that I told you. Just go here. And you have a gritty 808, which is never ending. So the next one is Humanize piano. So let's suppose I have this pattern of piano, but this sounds pretty robotic. So what we can do is the traditional way. Go here so that it sounds natural, but it's pretty time consuming and we are not going to do that. So there's one way that you might be knowing. Select everything and go here in tools and then go to strum, adjust your timings. You can adjust your velocities, your tensions, starting time, ending time. And it sounds like much better, but there's another way that you can use which is not strum. You can press Shift plus R a couple of times and it will select some random notes. Then you have to press Alt plus X. Now here's a window that will pop up and then you can change velocities, tensions randomly and then go back again Shift R a couple of times. It will select some different notes, Alt plus X. Change tension. Again, this is another way to do it. I don't do it this way and I don't recommend it using because it's not that accurate and I use strum and a lot of things I do manually. So, but still if you want, so there's an option that you might not have known before. Now you can find pitch, key and scale of any sample and any audio that you have. There's one way that I told in the first part. If you haven't watched that, please go and watch part 1 of tips and tricks of FL Studio. But there's one more way that I'm going to tell you right now. Let's suppose we have this sample right here. It says it's C, but we don't know for sure. So let's open it in Edison by Control E, go here, detect pitch regions. It said there C, but here it's D. So actually it's C only, but if you know, 808 starts from a little bit, a note or two up because it goes like boom. So that initial transient that we have is a note up and then the sustain is at C. From here, it starts at C. It's the same note, but from here it starts at D and then go and sustains on C. You can also listen to the difference in the pitch, in the starting, in the transient. So that's how you can get the scale and even, you can use long sustained vocals also and any other instruments also. So let's suppose I have this sample. I'll open it in Edison and the sample is something like this. I want to know what are the notes which are being played. Go here, detect pitch regions, and it will show exactly which note is being played at which time. You can take help from this and fit it in the song if you do not know. And if the scale is not being mentioned in the sample, this is the Kashmir sample and he mentions scale and BPM of every sample. That's why it's worth investing in. But if you have any other sample in which you do not know the scale or the key of the song, you can use this technique and help yourself to figure out that. So it says it's in A sharp and the A sharp is the starting note. And if you listen to it and if you figure out, it will be in the key of A sharp. So I guess that's it for part 2 of FL Studio's tips and tricks. I hope you like this video, and if you have learned anything and if this video has helped you in any way, please hit a like, leave a comment. Let me know if you want any other video that specifically you want me to make. Please let me know in the comment section. I'll be glad to help you out. Also, you can follow me on Instagram. You'll have my username somewhere here and the link in my description. If you want to support me directly, you can go in the description and click the link of Buy Me a Coffee. And it motivates me a lot to keep on making these videos for you guys. And also I have a playlist named All About Music Business for Independent Artists, which contains each and everything you want to know about music business if you are an independent musician or a music producer or a vocalist or a rapper or a singer, anything. You need to know all those details. So go and head on to this link and see the video from top till end. It has enormous amount of knowledge which I gained after spending lots of money, but I'm giving it away for free. Please subscribe the channel and I'll see you next Friday. Tada, bye bye, take care.